Hello and welcome to News Update on Acnn TV. No fewer than 90,000 members of the Evangelical Fellowship in the Anglican Communion (EFAC) from the 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory were in a number of states for the National Convention of the organization, in which they prayed for Nigeria in distress. 15 archbishops and bishops, as well as hundreds of priests, were part of the delegates to the convention, which took place at the premises of Paul University, Awka. The Archbishop Metropolitan and Primate Church of Nigeria, Most Reverend Dr. Henry Ndukuba, said the National Convention came at the right time when Nigeria was in serious crisis. Describing EFAC as an indispensable part of the church, the primate urged Christians not to compromise their faith, particularly at this period the country was facing a lot of challenges. While commending the EFAC members for their belief in the efficacy of prayers, the primate expressed optimism that Nigeria would overcome its teething problems. The national chairman of EFAC and Bishop of Agwata Diocese in Anambra State, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, reminded the participants that they have been mandated to make disciples among men and urged them not to lose hope. And now the president of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Israel Akonji, alongside friends and families, visited the National Correctional Service Agodi in Ibadan to celebrate his 61st birthday. In his message of hope to the inmates, Reverend Dr. Israel Akonji reminded them of God's love that transcends all of their sins. Speaking in an interview, the president of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Israel Akonji, promised that the convention will continue to engage the National Correctional Center through the Ibadan Baptist Conference and the social ministry of the convention as part of her social responsibilities. The United Nations has commended the Nigerian women's drive for economic development. UN women representatives to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Beatrice Eyong, made the commendation in Abuja when she received a delegation from the national leadership of the women's wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria. According to her, involving non-governmental agencies and having other inter-religious partnerships for women empowerment was a wise decision to grow an association and the country at large, noting that inter-relationships between religious groups also promotes peace in the nation and enhances growth and development. Regarding the forthcoming elections, she urged the women not to allow their children and wards to get involved in electoral violence and malpractices such as rigging, vote buying and selling, which will have a long-term negative effect on the nation. Now, the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has appealed to the federal government to attend to the demands of the Academic of Staff Union of Universities, ASU, so that students can resume learning as soon as possible. PFN made the appeal at its national secretariat, Isolo, Lagos, during a press conference after the joint meeting of its National Executive Council. PFN National Secretary Dr. Cosmas Ilechukwu told newsmen that the position of PFN on ASU strike is that government should prioritize the education of the young people. That way, governments can prepare for a better future for the young people, adding that government should take this as its first line of responsibility to pay the salaries of university lecturers and workers. Ilechukwu, in his address, however, said the bloc under the Christian Association of Nigeria, Acnn, remained an integral part of the apex Christian body, saying it will always align with Acnn's position on issues such as this. Away from Nigeria now, the National Union of Anglican Students in Ghana has inducted new executives for the 2022-2023 spiritual and academic year. The induction service was held at the Archbishop Thomas Kwarama Anglican Church, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The new officers for the National Secretariat are Mr. Jonathan Bini, National President, Ms. Deborah Koko-Tete, National Vice President, Ms. Andriana Boni, National Secretary, Mr. Peter Abadu, National Organizer, Ms. Hannah Clote, National Treasurer, Mr. Hilton Boteng Karikari, National Prayer and Evangelism Secretary. In an interview with Anglican News Ghana, National President Mr. Jonathan Bini said the Secretariat's vision for National Union of Anglican Students in Ghana is to guide all its members to live in conformity to the will of God. He said the Secretariat envisioned to unite the National Union of Anglican Students institutions as well as their alumni. Viewers, that's all we can take for now. Please join us 3 p.m. West African time for the news on the hour. I am Zubichi Frank, and thanks for watching. Bye.
If I ask you what media is, you will define it as different channels through which education, information, and entertainment are passed to the public. But I will tell you something beyond that. Media is one of the powerful